Nuha Sonko is on course to winning the league and cup double with Ludogorets in Bulgaria. Musa Juwara is carrying Vegle in their battle to avoid relegation with another man of the match performance against Odense in their 3-2 win this weekend. Captain Omar Koli continued his rich vein of form in front of goal, scoring his 7th league goal of the season. And Jibril Sillah continued to sign for his club Azam in Tanzania. Assalamu alaikum Bokai. Welcome back to the Jollof Football Bantaba YouTube channel, the home of Gambian football. I am Chama, and this is the Scorpions weekend recap. Please do us a favor, guys. If you are new around the Jollof Football Bantaba YouTube channel, please consider subscribing to the channel. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Without wasting much of your time, guys, let's get into the weekend recap. Yeah, today we start our discussion in Denmark. Vegle were in action against Odense, which, there has a lot of Gambians involved in that game. At Vegle, we know we have Hamza Barry, we have Musa Juwara playing there, and then at Odense, we have James Gomez and Alassana Mane playing at Odense. So it was an interesting game with 4 Gambians involved in the game. The game ended 3-2. Vegle won the game 3-2 over Odense, and it was a very significant game to as well, because both teams are struggling to stay in the Danish top flight league this season. Odense last season they had a very good season. Yanko Minte was there. They had a very good season last season, a decent season last season. But this season they have been struggling really, really bad. Vegle, we know they came up last season from the second division to the first division. So these two teams, they are now in the relegation group, where the relegated team will be decided. So they will come across each other a few times, and this was the second time they played in this relegation group. And Vegle came out on top again. The first one was a win for Vegle 1-0. Musa Juwara scoring that one, and this time too Musa Juwara was the star of the game. It was an interesting game for Musa Juwara because he started his his career in Denmark with Odense last season. He was there. He never got any chance to play. He got on the bench a few times, but he never really get any chance to play for Odense. Now he's the one tormenting Odense. This game 3-2. He scored 1 goal and assisted 1 goal. He was the man of the match for that game, obviously. And that win also meant that Vegle went ahead of Odense with 1 point, with 1 point ahead of Odense. Vegle sit 10 and Odense sit 11. So the bottom 2 teams will be relegated. Odense are now currently in that situation. So it's a very difficult situation for Odense. The game, like I say, it ended 3-2. Musa Juwara was the man of the match by far, scoring 1 and assisting 1. Hamza Barry also started that game for Vegle. James Gomez was on the starting lineup for Odense as well, whilst Alassana Mane was an unused sub. He has not been playing regularly this season. I think he had injury sometime, but since he came back, he has been more on the bench than on the pitch. So that is quite worrying for him, because he was an important player for them, a key player for them earlier in the season. So to see him not even getting minutes, it's quite worrying. But yeah, I would like to see both teams, Vegle and Odense, both stay in the Danish league, but at the end of the day, their performance have to decide who stay there. Musa Juwara has been in exceptional form. If you see our socials, he has been named in our team of the month, because he was one of the best performing Gambian 11 during the month, scoring 1 goal and assisting 1. And then this is exactly what he did in this game: scored 1 and assisted another 1. He has started since April. He has been starting regularly for Vegle. He has started all games in April, and so far in May too, he has started their matches. The international break will be coming soon. With the form he is on, I will not be surprised if he is named in the national team. But of course, who's gonna call him? We don't know yet who's gonna be the next national team manager. Elsewhere in Denmark, Horsens were also in action. They won 1-0. They are in second division now. They were relegated last season. They had troubling time in the second division as well, but in the last 5 games they have been doing really well. They have not lost in their last 5 games, winning 4 of those games. Alaji said this weekend he was in the team, but he came off the bench in the second half, played about 6 minutes in the final few minutes. And then next we will move to Bulgaria, where we have Nuha Sonko and Seni Sanyang playing. Of course, and our goalkeeper is also playing there, Baukar Gay, but he has been nursing an injury lately, and he was not playing even before the injury. Hopefully, he will recover from that injury. We wish him a speedy recovery with his injury. But Bulgaria, Nuha Sonko, Ludogorets are gonna likely to win the league, and now they are in the cup finals. In midweek last week, that was on Thursday, they played against Harbour in the semi-finals of the cup. Actually, that cup, because they won the first leg, I think 4, and then they played the second leg against Harbour. And they won again 5-0, so it was a 9-0 aggregate win, which is big, especially for a semi-finals. But yeah, Ludogorets are heading to the finals. Nuha Sonko actually scored in that game. He scored the 5th goal, and it was a very good goal, long-range effort he scored, and they won 5-0. I was hoping that CSK Sofia will win the other semi-finals, where we have Seni Sanyang. They played the semi-finals, but unfortunately, Botef had the better of them. So Ludogorets will play Botef instead of CSK Sofia in the finals. Seni Sanyang did play in that game, and he has been starting games for them lately, which is nice to see. And they are currently second in the Bulgarian league behind Ludogorets. But I think Ludogorets it's just a matter of time before they win that one. They have a very hefty lead in that league. So yeah, Nuha could win the double, because now they are in the finals of the cup. They are the favorites, obviously, because they are the best team in Bulgaria. And the league, like I say, it's just a matter of time before they win the league. Earlier in the season too, they won the Super Cup. That was his first trophy with them earlier in the season. So it could be they could do a treble in Bulgaria, winning the Super Cup, the league, and the cup. Yeah. So we wishing them all the best. We wishing all the best in that one. They have a game this midweek, so we'll keep tabs on that one. And then next we move to Tanzania. Tanzania is also a very interesting league, because we have a few Gambians playing there. Jibril Sillah plays for Azam, and then Simba we have what's his name again? But yeah, Jibril Sillah has been in very, very good form. Even the team of the month, I think some people were we are calling for his name. On Friday, they played in the cup. He scored 1 and assisted 2. They won that game 4-1. And then yesterday, on Monday, they played in the league. They won 2-0. He came off the bench and then scored another one. So, yeah, he's a star. He's signing there, and people in Tanzania love him. He's doing a really good job. I hope the next manager who's coming will also look at players that are playing in the African leagues, not just the ones playing in Europe or the ones playing in Asia, because some of the African leagues, like in Tanzania, is a very strong league. They play, they compete in all competitions in Africa. Their league is professional. They have good pitches there, good fan base. The clubs are very well set up. So I hope the next manager who's coming will also look at players who are playing around in Africa, because there are also some very good talents. We move to Turkey. Captain Omar Koli. He continued his rich vein in form. He has been in very, very good goal scoring form this season. This weekend he scored again. He scored the equalizer for Besiktas. They ended up winning that game 3-2. So that was his 7th goal of the season. He's the leading goal scorer for Besiktas right now in the league with his 7th goal of the season. But there was a scare, because at halftime he was taken off. I don't know why, if it was an injury or what, because this season also he has been struggling with injuries coming in and coming out. So even the AFCON, we can remember the final game Gambia played, he got an injury against Cameroon, and he had to go off. So injury has been an issue for him this season, but I hope that this was just a precaution, that he was out, he was taken off at halftime rather than a serious thing. So wish him all the best there. In Bangladesh, my boy, Bapa Omar Babu Lampard, he scored again. He scored last week, and this week he scored again, but unfortunately his club lost Fortis. They lost the game 2-1. Estonia, Ibrahim Ajaju kept another clean sheet for his club Paide. They won 2-0. They are now sitting 3rd place in the Estonian league after about 11 games played for them. He's having another, regular season, another consistent season like he has had in the last two seasons. Moving to Italy, Ibrahim Adabo was back for Sampdoria. He missed the last couple of games. He had a small knock, as reported by Buba Jallo Falabowe. He was back in the starting lineup. They won this time 1-0. He played about 67 minutes of that game. Sampdoria are now, are pushing for that promotion back to Serie A. Last season they were relegated to Serie B. Now they are pushing to get back to Serie A. They currently occupy 7th place in the league, which is a playoff spot, because I think top 8 teams, like first and second, they qualify automatically. Then you have the next 2 teams. They will wait for the semifinals of the playoffs, and then the subsequent 6, that is 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th, or 7th, or 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. They will play a quarterfinal playoff before they face the team in 3rd and 4th for the semifinals. Next, we go to France. France too is a very interesting one. Metz, they were in action this weekend. They lost 3-2, which was very significant as well. They took the lead actually, but they ended up losing the game 3-2. Ablai Diallo actually, he started this game. He was given another start. And then he had an impact because he created the goal that opened the scoring for Metz, for Mikau Tadze, their important player, who ended up getting a red card in that game, which is a big blow for them, because Mikau Tadze has been very significant for them since he came back to the club. He was there last season. Then when they gained promotion, he moved. I think it was Denmark, Holland, or Ajax. I think he moved to Ajax, but it did not work out for him. And then he's back with Metz for the second half of the season, and he has been absolutely incredible for them, scoring a lot of goals in the last 5 games they played. I think he scored in every single one of them, including the game they played this weekend against Rennes. But then he got the red card, and Metz are in a very critical situation if you look at it. They are currently 3rd from bottom, and the bottom 2 clubs, they will, be relegated automatically in the French Liga. So if they finish 3rd from bottom, they have to play a playoff against a team that is coming up, similar to what was happening with Juwara this weekend. So Metz are currently occupying that spot with 2 games to go, but now they lost their talisman. Because Mikau Tadze is their talisman. He has been scoring all the goals, the wins they have. He's the one, who is pushing that one. So to miss him, to not have him for the final 2 games will be very crucial for them. Will be a big blow for them. And the relegation battle there is very tight, because if you look at it, Le Havre, they are 3 points ahead of Metz, and then Lorient are 3 points below Metz. So if they can get ahead of Le Havre, they will be safe. If Metz get ahead of them, they will be relegated automatically. But currently they occupy the playoff spot. So the next 2 games are very important for them. The final 2 games are very important for Metz. So without their talisman, it will be really difficult. And the fixtures they're gonna play Strasbourg. They are not a bad club, and they're also gonna play PSG, who are the champions. So they just have to hope that PSG will not take that game very seriously, and then they can pounce on that one. But it's never easy playing against PSG, the Mbappes of this world. It's going to be a difficult task to play against PSG, and then especially if you are really battling against relegation, to play against PSG makes it even harder. So I hope that Metz can stay in League One. It will be very difficult for them to stay at least to make the automatic safety. It will be very difficult, but the playoffs is very likely for them to make the playoffs. So I will hope that maybe Le Havre drop some points, and then Metz can get a few points to go ahead of Le Havre. But that looks like unlikely at this moment in time. So yeah, they are in a very difficult situation. In Ligue 2, Bambalai has started again for Grenoble. They won this time 3-1, and Sekou Touré was not involved in that one. He was not even in the squad. Might be injury or something. I don't know what was the reason behind that. And finally, we move to Qatar. Al Marqiya, we know we have our boy Yusuf Njai playing there. He was in exceptional form in April, which even earned him a spot in the Player of the Month. He was nomination in the JFB Player of the Month. Many thought he should have been the winner because he was exceptional, scoring 3 and assisting a couple of goals and helping his team to avoid the automatic relegation. So they made the playoff spot because of his form, and they played this playoff this weekend. Unfortunately, it did not go their way. They lost the game 3-1. It was 1-0 until around 70-something minute or 88th minute, and then Hughes created an assist. They equalized 1-1 just 2-3 minutes later they conceded another one, and then they conceded another one late goal, a couple of two late goals, and they were relegated. Now they will be playing in the second tier of the Qatari league from next season, which is very sad to see. Yeah, so that is hard luck to use. But anyways, guys, that was the weekend recap. I hope you enjoyed that. If you do, please make sure you leave a like to the video, and please don't forget to subscribe to the Jollof Football Bantambaye YouTube channel. Until we come your way again, guys. Ciao.